Welcome back to another exciting episode of No Quest for the Wicked. Gentlemen, I have two very important questions for you. First and foremost, are you ready to rock?
You know what?
I am.
Yeah,
nervously though.
Yeah.
I think we're about to fight an evil god, so I'm a little nervous.
We're going to get munched?
I appreciate the things coming out of the corners and all. I do like it.
Big mouth gonna munch us?
More importantly, are you ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll out of the way of this mouth that's about to munch me.
Yeah, I feel like we just need to run at this point.
Slam circle button. Slam circle
You're just
button.
like, you know what? Knee's out, guys. We're done with knee. We tried. What's another dead planet, right?
What about the living planet we've been itching to go to this whole time?
You guys are on knee, as you just mentioned. You have found the Dahlia black site with the assistance of Vale and Quip, and also with the assistance of the cannon, Shortjack's species. You managed to infiltrate the black site building, which is currently enveloped in this crazy dimensional field. Based on whatever the fuck they're doing in here is tearing time and space apart. You were attacked by the Hounds of Tinderlos, and now they have fled because something that scared even them has appeared, and it is a large purple humanoid shape that has crawled through these hallways and has pulled itself to the end of the hallway and is looking at you and has just told you that it's going to devour you.
Munch me, mommy.
Okay.
Says Cody. You've unlocked something in him.
Can we find out what this thing is? Before we decide to just fucking bail?
Give me a mysticism check.
Oh, it's not gonna be Durrin.
You already know it's not Cody.
I have it, so I will roll it.
I just give a quick slap on the back to Merrick as this thing approaches.
That's a 6
total, or
did
on the
boys.
die?
That's a 2 on the die. A 6 total.
We did it,
Cool.
boys.
Sweet.
Cool.
Guys, I think this is spooky, bad, no good business.
Does that mean we run?
As you guys are looking at it and trying to discern what it is, you notice that Quip is like walking towards it. His arms like slack to his side, and he's just zombie walking towards it. And the face at the end of the hallway is now like pulling its cheeks open and has now stretched its mouth pretty much the length of the hallway. And Quip is walking towards it.
I grab Quip.
Yeah, he doesn't fight back. And when you grab him, he shakes his head and goes, Was I just about to walk into that thing?
It sure looked like it. Should we all do that? We don't know what this thing is.
Vale runs to the front and he's like, I do not think that's a good idea.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, that's good. Let's hit it.
I tend to agree.
We hitting it? I'm like backing down the hallway.
We hitting it.
As you guys are backing away, the face drops its hands loose onto the ground and sighs and then begins sobbing. These tears that drip onto the floor and begin corroding away the metal. And it looks at you and it says, Why won't you be with me? And it reaches out one of the hands and it tries to reach you. But the hand, when it reaches its natural extension, continues stretching forward with a horrible cracking sound, as if this sort of like purple spectral being had bones that were snapping to reach further out to you. And it says, I just want to be with you again.
Yeah, I think you have us confused with somebody else. My apologies. I did not mean to hurt your feelings. I believe you should go back to where you've come from.
But make sure you feel those feelings. It's an important thing, because if you don't, it's bad, and your friends will be there for you.
See, I'm glad we all learned something today.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
And we did it.
If that worked.
The spectral figure at the end of the hallway, the outstretched hand that's trying to reach you slowly curls into a gnarled fist and then slams the side of the wall, denting it, and then slams the other side of the wall, putting another equal-sized dent, and then begins just like slamming its fist around and smashing the shit out of this hallway, and then releases this ear-piercing screech of pain and torment and anger, and then once again goes limp and begins sobbing once more and says, "If you will be with me, then I'll take everything. I'll take it all." And once again, the mouth opens wide and begins doing almost like a Pac-Man style, like chomping, and lunges forward.
What's your name? Let's start there.
It's just screaming and chomping towards you now.
There's better ways to deal with your feelings than this. This is a pretty negative way of. Let's just go. Let's go.
I didn't even consider eating everything.
Fight.
Are we fighting? You want to fight it?
I don't know. Can we fight it?
I don't.
Certainly doesn't seem tangible. It seems like it is like pure energy.
All right. Yeah, let's run.
All right. I run. I put Quip up on my shoulders. I don't know if he wants to be there.
I hate to break the moment. I just can't stop hearing like the Kirby sound effect as he opens his mouth, and it's just cracking me up. And
all I can hear is that burp, 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 burp of like Pac-Man.
We haven't done one of these in a while, boys, but it's a chase. You guys begin fucking hauling ass back through these hallways, and it is doing sort of the same thing it was doing with its fists of like slamming around, but this time it's its whole body, and you can see now its whole form. And despite the front half of it, the torso and its arms and its face is this like crackling purple energy. You can see the back half of it is a twisted mess of things. You can see a twisted like train car. You can see arms like stretching outside of the windows, but they're not coming out of the windows. They are attached to the glass of the windows. You can see dead creatures. You can see faces of monsters and fish, and you're pretty sure you can see a dragon wing in there. And this whole back half, it looks like almost like a snake that is completely made up of things. All sorts of fucking horrible twisted things. And if it's an inanimate object, there are organic parts of it. There's tendrils and wings and fins and arms and legs all coming out of it, as if someone put together a stew of living creatures and inanimate objects and formed a shell. And it begins just crawling towards you, its mouth open, alternating between screams and sobs. And the first thing that happens is whatever this creature is reaches into its mouth with its one free hand as it's pulling itself forward and pulls out a glob of this purple energy and throws it in front of you. And as you turn the corner of this hallway, you hear as a train begins barreling down the hallway.
I love all of this. I love every bit of this.
I think it's a living nightmare.
You guys are gonna have to give me some reflex saves, or I will also accept any ability or skill that you would like to use to avoid this train.
Can I acrobatics to flatten myself against the wall of the way there's usually a little room for a train?
Little room, yes, I know exactly what you mean. But, yeah, there are the doors have about like a half-foot indentation that you can try to squeeze into. Yes.
I would love if the train just took out all three of us.
It's that one.
No!
Like a quip on my back.
Does Quip get his own check?
Nope.
Now,
Okay, cool.
I can re-roll at a -2. I don't know how devastating this train is.
I mean,
It's a train,
can't
though.
get worse than a nat 1, man.
No, I know, but I might need it for later.
Oh, just don't hoard it. You may as well use it. You'll forget about it.
I
Clearly
definitely
did.
won't. All right, I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna re-roll the -2.
Is this with Jenny's ability?
I know that face. that face.
Niall just left the room. Just so
Niall
that's-
left, Niall just walked away, which can only mean one thing, and it's another nat 1.
Or at least like
Which
a 2.
I guess a -1 because he's got a -2.
Just fucking hit me with this fucking train. It's a -1. I have fucking 17 to I have 16 to acrobatics.
Fuck
Cool.
me.
Durrin and Ryan, what did you get?
I rolled a 20 reflex save.
19 reflex.
Well, only Merrick succeeds.
Oh, really? Okay. Damn, I was off by 1.
Cody and Durrin, you take 21 points of damage. Merrick, you
Okay.
take 10. As
22,
Cody, you try to press into this doorway, which should be enough, but your hammer is on your back, and you're not used to something as bulky as that, and it pretty much is half a foot. So when you press into it, you have to wiggle around, and as you're wiggling around, your shoulder and arm are out, and the train fucking clips it, and it feels like it breaks. You see your whole arm and shoulder slide back out of socket for a second, and then as you recoil in pain, it snaps back in.
I know this is a dumb question, but was there like a 10-minute rest period between the hounds fucking off and our conversation with Kirby over here?
No,
I'm guessing
I believe
not.
not.
All right, cool.
Absolutely not.
Fair enough.
As the
Just
train
checking.
passes you, you see that the back half of it really is just the front of the train, which is the only thing saving you from absolute death, because as you get hit with that initial impact, there is then this trail of purple energy, which seems to dissipate into nothingness. And as the train reaches the creature that is chasing you, it slams into it and then reforms into this purple energy. And you are able to once again run down this hallway. There are flashing lights and screens are now on the sides of the wall. You seem to be in sort of another section of the facility, and you can see that the screens on the wall are like flickering. There is something on it, but you can't tell what it is because there's so much interference, presumably by the energy of this creature. It's a long, straight hallway now with no turns. About maybe like 80 feet away, you can see a T-junction. As you are running, you once again hear the thing behind you say, "Everything will go away. So just be with me now." And you feel a strong wind as a purple portal opens up at the end of the hallway, and a gale force wind begins blowing into you. On the other side, you can see what looks like knee, as if this building was never made, and a blizzard happening. And you are now fighting against it, with the wind pushing back at you with almost as much force as you are running forward. And I'm going to need athletic checks, please.
Because this thing is chasing us and, like, in a way attacking us, does this still count as sort of being in combat for me to stay in my Solarian modes, just so I can get the +2 reflex bonus from Graviton?
Sure. I will say that this is a dire, like, fight or flight moment that, yes.
Nice. Okay, but I'm in Graviton mode and running athletics.
So far, I've rolled 2 1s and a 3.
Well, give me that total athletics.
21.
Okay.
Oof. Okay.
16.
32.
Damn. Durrin's popping off.
Yeah.
Hey, I had to jump back at some point.
Durrin's butt flexes so hard it rips through his fucking hard suit.
You see Durrin drop down to all fours and begins like sprinting hard, and he is able to push through this wind. Cody, you're a little slower because you have a other person on your shoulder, but you manage to buckle down and just power through it, similar to the way that you were able to push through Zane's gravity abilities. However, Merrick, the winds and the ice and the cold affect you in a way that you're not used to. You're a desert son. You are not made for the cold. And you find it difficult to get a footing on the ground as this wind is pushing you back. And you feel the back of you begin to... The best way to describe it is unravel. As this creature gets closer to you, you feel yourself being pulled, and you don't want to fight it. It feels... right. It feels like this is the right thing to do. And for a brief moment, you are considering giving yourself into this thing. And I need a will save, please.
Good. The thing I'm worst at. That's going to be an 8.
And do you have a Jenny ability?
Yeah, take 10 on a skill check, which I should have used for the athletics check instead of, yeah.
Durrin and Cody, as you are pushing forward, you do a quick check to see how everyone is doing, and you see Merrick has now stopped and turned to face this creature, and is just standing there, the wind slowly pushing him forward.
Can I try to like grappling hook him?
Absolutely.
Hell
Roll
yeah.
an
Hell
attack
yeah, man.
roll.
I was just checking to see if I had a grappling hook.
That's an 18.
Against
I
what?
assume
My KAC?
KAC.
I assume KAC.
My
I rolled
KAC
a
is-
fucking 5.
Yeah, my KSC is 29.
Unless he's so out of it that he counts as an unattended object.
He's definitely not an unintended object. You try to aim your grapple, but the wind blows it to the side and it smacks loose against the wall and is just kind of dangling. But also, you can see it beginning to sort of like peel off from reality as well.
I think I'm going to shoot Merrick non-lethally.
Okay.
Get him out of this. Going back is a bad call, but I think I want to do it non-lethally. He could probably take the hit if we're all honest. But
I'm
all right, I'm going to use
almost out
my
of
Jenny
stamina.
ability to add 5 to this.
Cool. And you're trick attacking him, right?
No.
Well, if you trick attack him, he will be flat-footed. So
If I die here, the last things you guys would have done is shoot me.
I mean, hey, I got a 26.
That does not beat my EAC.
Yacy.
What?
It doesn't beat your EAC.
Dane, you gave us dope armor. I'm really tough now.
Now, is that factoring
Wait,
in?
I didn't add 5. I didn't add my 5. Oh shit! I rolled a 15. I didn't add my 5.
31.
So it's 31. 31.
Okay, that hits.
Holy shit!
Merrick, what's your gun look like? Or like, what are you shooting him with?
I'm pulling out my rifle for this one just because it has the sun ability. So just kind of like aiming through the storm as he starts losing his focus.
And you feel, where are you shooting him?
Oh, right in the back, like right in the calf, like right, probably. I want this to hurt. I want it to hurt, right?
Great place to shoot someone during a chase.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Merrick, you're looking at this swirling purple void inside of this creature's mouth, and you haven't felt safer than you have looking into it. And then you feel a sharp pain on the back of your leg, and you hear Vale yelling out and being like, Merrick, now is not the time to get lost in the swirling void. And you are back into consciousness.
Run!
Jesus Christ. Or he doesn't exist here. Space Jesus Christ.
Space Jibo.
No, Earth exists. Jesus is probably somewhere out here.
No, you're right. All right, Space Jesus. Wow.
The portal at the end collapses and the wind dies down and you are able to keep running forward. As you get to the edge, it throws another one of those globs, and as you guys are running, it creates this huge like metal shard, and you realize it's the wing of a plane that has been shot through the side of the wall, bisecting the two halves of the hallway, and it separates the three of you and Quip and Vale. So you end up going left and they go right, and there is this huge plane wing that is stopping you from getting to one another. And on the other side, you hear Quip say, keep going. We'll circle back and find you. Just stay safe.
Let's move.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
All right, yeah, see you on the other side. Oh, this is all bad.
You then see this creature hit through the this wing, and it also bisects itself and splits into two. And then as it sort of curves the corner of your hallway, it begins reforming into a smaller version of itself.
Why did it have to be an evil god today? Like, why couldn't it have been a whale, just a beached whale from another dimension? Why are we fighting an evil god?
Why couldn't it be other dimensional friends? That would be nice.
Or a sandworm.
Maybe try call to this, see if it works.
I don't think the call is going to work on this one.
No, just adjust the call a little bit, all right? It might
kind of
work.
wormy.
As you say this, you see it once again reach into its mouth, and it begins pulling out a familiar creature.
A friend?
And it is a sandworm.
Oh, God.
And it's bigger than the creature itself. So its jaws are once again opening and cracking. Despite the fact that it is energy, you hear things ripping and tearing and crunching and cracking as this sandworm gets out and barrels down the hallway behind you. How are you guys avoiding the sandworm? Actually, you know what? I think this might just be an attack. I think this sandworm is going to attack you guys. That is a 24 to hit all of you.
Okay, I'm good. I'm in the clear.
We're good.
Okay. Cool. So it comes down, and as it tries to bite you, you see that swirling maw of teeth all sort of rotating around and speeding up, and it goes to bite you. And as it does, it hits the ground and just splatters into purple goo.
Oh, God.
Good job, Merrick. You did it.
Yes, that was all me.
Very impressive.
Cody does think you have magical sandworm powers because you've done some crazy shit.
As you guys keep running, you notice that the screens on the wall are becoming clearer, and there's less interference, and you can see that there is a message on it, but at the moment you still can't read it. It's still too fuzzy to read.
Someone's trying to tell us something.
But you can tell that because this thing is now smaller, the interference that it's creating is less.
Oh no, do we have to split up on purpose to make this thing small enough to see this fucking message?
So wait, is it getting smaller every time it starts using its things? Like the train came out of it and then it became a little smaller and smaller?
No, it got smaller when it split off.
Okay.
All right, let me know when we get to another fork.
I think you're right, Merrick.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You have reached another turn, another T-junction. You can go left or right, and you see there are arrows pointing and sort of guiding you, and one side says R&D, and the other one says shipping and receiving.
All right, you two go to R&D. I'll go to shipping.
Stay safe.
Are you sure about this?
bump.
Yeah, it's my job. You guys, if that's where you need
Shipping?
to be to get to the bottom of this Dahlia thing, I'll be fine.
I fist bump Merrick as we turn.
I have two fists out, so I want one lower and one higher.
The two fists. Let's do it. All right, we split up.
Cool. So, Cody and Durrin, you hang a tight left down towards R&D. Merrick, you turn right towards shipping. Merrick, your hallway you see that there's immediately a change in design. It goes from, you see the R&D and the hallways that you have been running through are a lot more advanced. They're a lot more designed. There's a little bit more style to it. And there are those lights and screens on the walls. Here it goes almost like pure industrial. There's nothing fancy about it. The metal itself is kind of rusting, and it is just a pure dead shot, and you can see a set of double doors at the end of the hallway. Cody and Durrin, this section of the facility gets real fucking weird. You look down and you can see that there are things there's just like parts of a hallway that don't exist, or it's a forest, or there's, you can see that there's just a shit ton of water everywhere. Or at one point in time, as you're running, you run through and the whole hallway is just on fire, but like a 10-foot patch of it is just like a molten lava pit. And that is what you're going to contend with. There is a about 10-foot swath of molten lava that is just sort of bubbling and roiling around, but so are the walls and the ceiling. But it doesn't make any sense because gravity should make the lava at the top fall, but it doesn't. It's just a 10-foot round square of lava. How would you like to get over it?
Can I just grapple like the unbroken hallway further down and use that to pull myself through?
Sure.
Because then I only need to hit like a 5, right?
Yep.
Well, I rolled a 5.
I'll say you'll still have to do an athletics check to like jump, but I'll give you a bonus.
Okay.
For
well, that hits, and then I'll athletics.
Cool. I'll give you a +5 for this. Durrin, what are you doing?
I think I'm just like, I don't see any special thing that I can do to really get through. So let's just leap across. Let's just go.
Long jump. Okay.
With my 38 athletics, can I grab Durrin?
You've already got fucking Quip. Oh no, Quip's split up.
Yeah.
I can take Quip's place.
You cannot grab him.
Let's do it. 22.
You both easily clear this lava pit, but as the creature behind you crosses through it, it falls into the molten lava and then pulls itself out, and it is now flaming, and it releases a gout of flame as it screams, and molten chunks begin flying at you. Please give me reflex saves.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. There we go.
This is fucked.
Finally rolling above a 5, boys.
Okay.
That's a 26 for me.
I got a dirty 20.
Durrin, you succeed, so you're not going to take any damage because you have evasion. I rolled like Garbo. Cody, you're only going to take 6 fire points of damage.
Well, I'm officially in my health.
Merrick, you're running down this long hallway, your footsteps echoing with just the loose metal flooring, and this thing is now like slingshotting itself on the rough edges. It's grabbing onto the sides of the paneling and just like launching itself and just like gaining really good ground. And then as you are running to these set of doors, which presumably leads to the shipping bay, you notice that you're beginning to run on an incline. And then you realize that the whole floor is tipping. And it's not just the floor that's going on an incline. It feels like that entire section of the building is shifting orientation to almost a 45-degree angle, and it's not stopping. And it's now, this creature, instead of launching itself up, is now climbing as you are trying to not slide down. What would you like to do?
I think from here, I'm just going to give it to her at the 45. I don't think I have any other option yet.
Okay.
I'm saving a couple trump cards.
Give me an athletics.
Give it to her at the 45.
Yeah.
My brain got...
I can't tell if we've become a dirtier or a more sports-based podcast. It's one of those things.
I kind of want to name a drink after that.
That's going to be 24.
You feel your foot slipping for a second, and you have a deep slide back, and you can once again feel that pull, but then you manage to get your Solarian blade into the corrugated steel floor and manage to launch yourself up, and you're able to grab onto the door handles of this shipping bay, and as you grab them, they swing open. And give me another athletics check as you try to climb into the bay, as you are almost completely at a 90-degree up and down angle.
27.
Amazing. You are able to pull yourself up off this door and into the shipping bay, and you are now standing on the back wall of the shipping bay, as the floor is now the wall in front of you. Boxes and shit are falling and collapsing, and as this thing gets to the doorway and pushes itself up, a forklift comes and lands into it, and it goes through its spectral form at the front, but then it clips the tangible part of the back, and as it's coming up, you just see this forklift come through, and it gets shunted down through the tunnel again, and it has bought you a little bit of time. Durrin and Cody,
how are these screens looking?
They are still flickering. They're wavering, and you don't have the time. If you could stand there and look at it, you'd probably be able to do it, but there's so much shit happening, and you're so focused on not getting burnt by these like magma cores that are coming launching at you, it's still difficult to read. You have another T-junction in front of you. This time it says dimensional experiments and genetics.
You think what I'm thinking, Cody?
We gotta split up. I'll go genetics.
What? I'm thinking lure it to dimensions. This thing clearly doesn't belong here, right?
Yeah, you do that, and I run right.
Oh, great!
Totally not understanding. You know what? I'm gonna
go the other way. No, let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's go the other way.
My sense motive is a 1.
I'm just we'll just commit to the plan at this point.
Cody's like, yeah, good idea, and he just fucking runs right.
So you're doing genetics, Terry, you're going dimensional experiments?
I sure fucking am.
Perfect. You split off again, and once again, this creature gets to the T-junction, and with a terrible screech, it pulls itself apart. This time, that like tangible back half of it of stuff begins ripping and tearing, and it begins chasing you in 2 different directions. Merrick, in the shipping yard, or the shipping bay, you see one of the screens. You're pretty much like standing on it because it's on the wall, and it says, "I can help you. Follow the signs." And then one of the screens further off points at an arrow at one of the doors.
Yeah, I don't care if it's a trap. I'd rather die by a gun than die by this thing. So
I'm going to need athletics checks as you have to climb your, like, sort of monkey bar your way across the shelves that are fastened to the wall.
That's going to be a 22.
Perfect. That is enough. You manage to get to this door, and as you get to the door, instead of having to open it, it slides open for you.
Nice.
And this time, you once again see this creature has now climbed back up and is grabbing shit and picks up rips one of the shelvings out of the floor and fucking throws it at you. But you're able to get into the door and it shuts behind you. And there's a moment where you fall off to the side because whatever has happened here in terms of orientation has reverted back to its normal side. So you went from standing on the wall to like hitting the ground, and now everything is oriented the right way. And you see these signs, there are arrows pointing down the hall and to the left.
All right.
Cody and Durrin, as you split off, you see those signs begin to get into a clear enough image that you can read it during this moment. And it says, "I can help you, follow the signs." And once again, all the screens turn into different arrows.
Which arrow do we trust?
I sense motive. No, I'm gonna follow the arrows.
There's a part of me that wants me to not follow the arrows, but I think in the moment Durrin will
do what Durrin does.
I know, and I can't tell what's the Terry chaos and the distrustful Durrin at this moment. So I think, you know what? I'm gonna let the dice decide for me. I'll follow the signs.
Okay. As you are running, you notice that the hallway is beginning to twist.
Mm-hmm.
And not the whole thing, but it's twisting like someone turning a rope, if you know what I mean. 2 different directions, and they're going in opposite clockwise directions as it twists, but it's also getting smaller and narrow, and you are beginning to feel the walls touching your shoulder. And I need an acrobatics check to squeeze through as the walls of this hallway begin constricting you.
This feels like a nightmare.
No.
Would you
It's
get
a nat 1, Dane.
What is with today?
Unless that's a 7.
Wands?
Nope, that's a nat 1.
You
that is
are scrambling through, and tight spaces aren't foreign to you. You're used to getting through these. But then you feel hands coming out of the walls and grabbing you. And suddenly there's one on your ankle, just as you're about to clear it. And it pulls you back. And then there's one that grabs your shoulder and then your wrist, and then one that grabs around your throat and over your face and mouth. And you can feel yourself beginning to suffocate and struggle against all of these weird different hands coming out of the walls. And then they manipulate you so that you are turned around as that creature that is chasing you slows down and begins slowly walking towards you. Cody, you are making your way, you're following these arrows, and then there is a moment of absolute frigid coldness. And you trip and fall because the building is gone, and you are in the middle of the exposed tundra of Ni, and there is nothing around you. And you stand up, and you're in like knee-deep snow, and then you see the creature emerge out of a snowdrift, and it begins slowly moving towards you. What would you like to do?
Knee-deep. I get it. Is there an arrow anywhere, Dane?
There's nothing. It's as if this building has just disappeared.
I'm gonna talk to it. It's like, so why do you want us all to be together? Because if you tell us, maybe we just will. We don't have to do this whole chase. Because you seem really upset, and I don't want you to be.
It stops and says, "I'm so lonely."
Me too. Until pretty recently.
Then let us be together. We could be our own saviors.
Do you want to be my friend? Because I'm always open to having new friends, and you seem really interesting.
I want to be your everything. and it begins grabbing the ground and dragging itself closer to you, and it says, "Everything was taken from me. All of me. Every me. And now I want it back. And I want the things I never had. And I want the things I'll never have. And I want the things that she had. And I want the things that you had. And I want the things that he had." And then there's a spotlight from above. And it is a Sonoran ship. And over an intercom you hear, "Stop. This is Sonoran area. You are not allowed to be here."
It's on the beast or me?
It's on you.
I raise my hands. I say, "I don't want to be here. Can you help me get out?"
And then everything flickers again. You're back in that building. The monster is nowhere to be seen. And you see those arrows now redivert. And on the screens, a message says, "Your friend is in trouble." And the arrows switch direction, pointing back the way you came.
I start running as fast as I can, which is pretty fast.
Merrick, you finally get to where these arrows are leading. It is a room that just says extra dimensional experimentation lab. And you finally get there and like arrows are pointing on either side of the door, like flashing. And the light above the door is also flashing, and they slide open as you approach.
All right, let's see who's helping us out.
And as you walk in, you don't see anyone. It is a large open lab. There is a central column. It is a tube that goes up, and you see sort of a very similar purple energy, like sort of floating up and down, back and forth, almost like a lava lamp. And then there's all kinds of terminals and science stations everywhere. And then there's a long table that runs down the middle of it. There's a bunch of machinery that seems to be suspended from the ceiling as well. A lot of them are filled with are holding jars or containers or cages and stuff like that, and they seem to be moving around and being placed. And then there are these two robotic arms. They're like these long little like pincer arms that are like pressing buttons and turning dials and stuff, but it doesn't seem like there is anyone operating it. And then one of the screens says, "Use this." What would you like to do?
Sorry, the screen says use this, or was it pointing at something?
Yeah, there's like a terminal that says use this.
All right, I go to the terminal.
And when you get there, it flickers, and you see a camera of Durrin. Currently, he's now being like almost spread eagle. He's got his like wrists and ankles held up in almost a cross, being held up for this thing. And Durrin, the hand is right in front of you, and it caresses the side of your face. And you can feel your fur twist and harden and matte. And you feel safe. You feel good. Please give me a will save.
Okay. Oh, hey. Okay. All right. I got a 25.
You so desperately want the release that you're feeling from this creature. You know that this might be your chance at peace. And this might be the ending that you will never get, and that you probably don't think you deserve. But then you realize that it's false, that it's not peace, and that it's a lie. And as you come to this realization, it recoils its hand back and it hisses at you, and it says, "Why do you fight me? What do you have here that is worth staying? Join me, be me. I want everything."
Why would anyone want to stay with you?
Damn.
And she grabs the corners of the hallway and just screams at you. She's not attacking you or trying to do anything. She just screams. Cody, you turn the corner and you see what's happening. Merrick, you also see Cody on the camera as well. And a small little button lights up on this console.
I slam it.
Cody's like, don't take him. I'll go with you. Okay?
It turns around to look at you and says, "I don't want you. I want everything." As there is a rumble in the facility, you hear a large boom as a wave of purple energy shoots out through the hallways, and this thing screeches, and the hallway that Durrin is currently like tangled up in snaps back to its natural form. The hands let go, and Durrin, you are free as this thing is currently wriggling around on the ground and screaming. But you also see through the hallways that those other fractions of it are beginning to get sucked back into it. And you see that it is now beginning to reform into its full size.
Oh, good.
But the arrows are still there because they haven't reformed yet, and you can follow the arrows.
We don't have any other choice. Cody, just move. Get away from this thing.
Let's go.
Just start running down the arrow, following the arrows.
And you get to the dimensional lab, and the door opens, and you see Merrick standing at a computer. And as you enter into it, the door slams shut again. Almost. Because before it closes, a purple spectral hand reaches in. And the door once again tries to close, but this hand is now tangible. Where it was once spectral and incorporeal, it seems like this creature is beginning to take form. And then you hear a voice say,
"Take that, you stupid bitch!"
And the door closes again, and it chops off the hand, and it drops onto the ground, and it begins wriggling a little bit. And then it flips over onto its hands, almost like a spider. And then it stands up on 2 fingers, and it begins to grow into the shape of a humanoid. The bottom 2 fingers, legs, the palm, a torso, the thumb, a head, and the other 2 fingers, its arms. And it says, "I will get you, one way or the other." Everyone roll me some initiative. Hello, Space Jam Dane here to do the things. We're gonna go now. We just have so much things to talk about. I'm gonna stop saying that we're gonna keep it fast, or maybe I'm gonna keep doing it because it pleases me. And if it's not about making me happy, then what is it about? First and foremost, we hope you're enjoying this episode. Second, I think this is the episode after Fan Expo. I don't know if we released one before or after Fan Expo. I don't think we did. But if you came to see us, thank you very much. If you came to our show, an even bigger thank you. If you're a new fan, I don't know how you got here so fast. And if you're one of those weirdos who starts at the most recent episode of a actual play podcast, I mean, I'm glad to have you, but what are you doing? You're insane. So let's go through things really, really fast. We have a live show upcoming this September 17th. It is a Sunday at Offworld Bar in Toronto. Tickets are free, but you do want to make a reservation because once the seats are all filled up, we got nowhere place to put people. So head on over, make a reservation ahead of time. You can grab free tickets at bit.ly/offworldshow1. Reserving ahead of time helps us because it helps the bar know how many people are coming. It also shows that people are interested in the show. So if we get a chance to do a second one, they'll look at this data to see like, oh yeah, people did come in for the show. So once again, if you're in the Toronto area or want to come visit Toronto for the show, it is a free show at 7 o'clock, September 17th. It's a Sunday at Offworld Bar in Toronto, and tickets are available for free at bit.ly/offworldshow1. If you want to stay up to date with all that information, live shows, streams, etc., head on over to our Discord. You can find it at noquestcast.com. Click the Discord link. You'll be added in. People will welcome you with loving embrace and warm wishes. And it's a great way to stay up to date on all the things that we're doing. Up next, I will be putting up the live show from Fan Expo up on the Patreon. It will be available to everyone on the Patreon. It doesn't matter what tier you are. Everyone will have access to the live show. It was gratefully recorded by the incredible people over at Fan Expo. They were amazing. They took care of all the tech side of stuff for us, and they shot a 3-camera, professionally edited and produced show for us, and we couldn't be happier, and we would like to share it with the Patreons. So once again, if you'd like to join, head on over to noquestcast.com, click the Patreon link, and subscribe to any tier. It doesn't matter. You will get all of the live show. And speaking of the Patreon, we are trying to elevate the experience for people who want to support the show. Now let's put together a little survey that's available in the Discord in the announcement section. We would love to hear what you think and what you would like and what would get you to consider subscribing to our Patreon in terms of what kind of content you would be looking for and what kind of stuff you want in return for your support and your subscription. So if you have 5 seconds, head on over to our Discord, click the announcements section, and there should be a link there from Niall that you can fill out a quick survey. It takes, like maybe a minute tops, and it would be really, really helpful for us. Anyway, I think that will do it for this break. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting, but I don't know. But whatever, there's always next time, I hope. We hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
Wait, did Cody make it in, or for some reason my mind has him on the other side of the door?
No, you guys have all made it in.
All right.
I was with you.
19 for Merrick.
18 for Cody.
26.
As the door slams shut, you see that purple energy once again. This time it surrounds the room, and you see the rest of the creature on the opposite side of the door banging to get in, but every time it hits, it recoils in pain and screeches, and now it stops trying to get in and is just sitting outside the door crying. Durrin, you go first.
Yeah, I'm going to pull back away. I'm not sure if I'm close enough to provoke, but I want to pull back away, and I want to channel because I need some heals.
Okay.
I haven't got to my health yet, just barely.
Yeah, I know Cody is in his health.
I'm 4 points in.
All right, well, you know what? Heal it,
Hey,
because...
I'll take that 4.
Yeah, no worries. 41 on those heals, so...
Damn.
Yeah.
Make sure I believe that costs a resolve point, right?
It does, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. That's your turn?
Yep, that's my turn. Just moving away and focusing on an old wound and healing both myself and Cody.
Cool. Then it's Merrick. Your turn.
Oh, you made a mistake coming to our plane fully, you damn spooky man. Or woman, or whatever you are, spooky ghost. Merrick's going to go up and just hit it.
You hear a voice say, "Yeah, tell that bitch."
That's a 19 on the dice, so that's going to be a 30-something.
Yeah, that hits.
34. That's going to be 26 points of damage.
Cody, it's your turn. This thing has now, as it's like forming and getting more into position, you can see that it's like breaking its fingers at its joints to simulate elbows and knees. The fingernails have grown out to deranged claws. They're sharp and razor thin, and they take the claw and they slice a small slit on the thumb to make a mouth. And just like a black ooze begins pouring out, and then once again poke 2 holes for eyes that open up into blackness.
I was gonna try to be friends with this thing, but I really don't think it's gonna work.
Cody, kill it.
Does the disembodied voice say anything to that?
This thing doesn't need friends. It needs death.
Okay, but also, we call things bees, not that other word you were using, okay? I'm gonna run forward and smack this thing with my hammer, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that'll do it, because that is an 28.
That definitely does it.
Actually, why didn't I charge? Oh well. That's a 25. Bludgeoning and electrical, if that matters.
I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. How do you hit this thing? What are you aiming for?
Oh god, it's got to be the big creepy face.
Yeah, you go and you just hit a big hammer into the face, but because it doesn't have any it is just a thumb. So
Still hurt quite a bit.
Yeah, but there's no satisfying hit. It's like hitting just like a wall of flesh, and it doesn't even react. It just kind of just takes a little hit, but it barely moves. It moves with the impact of the physics of it, but there's no recoil of pain. And the voice says, "You're right. I shouldn't use that word. It's derogatory to women. I apologize. I just hate this thing.
I'm starting to dislike it too, sir.
And now that it has a mouth, it begins singing quietly, almost like a lullaby, the way a mother would calm a child. And y'all are going to have to give me a will save, please.
Okay, this is going to go well. Jesus Christ.
You know, at least I got a heal off in this conflict, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least Merrick can hopefully finish the fight.
My will's not good.
If we all just fucking pass out.
Okay. What did y'all get, Cody?
How's a 9?
Okay, Durrin.
Natural 1.
Okay,
The ones.
Merrick.
18?
Okay, that's a chance. That's a mediocre chance.
Merrick, you're able to shake the noise of what's happening here because you realize that it's not just a lullaby. There's something else underlying. There's almost an impulse to move towards it, and you are able to not fall for it. Cody and Durrin, you take 18 points of damage.
Oh.
And you feel like you need to get close to this thing. Oh, actually, Cody, you don't take this damage. Just Durrin. It is mind affecting. It's emotion, mind affecting, and sense dependent.
I do have my headset, but hopefully I don't need to use it. Oh, wait, sorry. You said I don't take that damage.
You don't take the damage.
Okay.
It seems to want you close, and you are close, and that seems safe for you.
Nice.
But Durrin, you're taking that 18 points.
Yeah, no worries.
And you want to get close to this thing.
Yeah, sure do.
And then, as a full round action, the three of you are going to have to give me another will save.
Oh my god.
As a full round action?
There
Yeah.
we go.
The first one was its aura. This one
No!
is
Terry, what the frig did you roll?
Another 1!
What is with fucking consecutive ones this session?
What the fuck?
You know when you put the dice in your hand, it's good to bounce it around a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, there we go. That's clearly my problem. Oh good, it's a 2.
Yeah, Terry just places the dice down.
Cody, what'd you get?
18?
You understand what it means when it says it wants to be everything and it wants everything. But then you see Merrick and Durrin and you realize that that's not what you want. You want to be you and you don't want to join this thing. Durrin,
Yeah, what's up, man?
not only do you want to be close to this thing, you understand what it means. You want to be a part of it, and you are filled with an unbearable longing. You are going to take 22 points of damage, and you are shaken.
Okay, cool.
Merrick, what'd you get?
23.
You are also okay. You feel this feeling of unbearable longing, but you are able to shake it off and keep your focus. All right, we're back up to Durrin.
Shaken. So what does that mean for Starfinder?
-2 to a bunch of shit.
Okay. I definitely need to do a heal. I need to do a heal so bad.
You gotta move close to it too, though.
I do, don't I? Oh shit.
You don't have to.
Wait, do I not have to move close to it?
You're not like you want to.
Okay.
Durrin really wants to,
Shit.
but
So
you
he's
don't
not gonna
have
compelled
to.
yet. Okay.
I guess you're going to get damaged every time you don't.
Okay. I'm going to heal first. That's the first thing that's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to heal for 19. Whoever took damage gets 19 heals.
Use that resolve point.
Yep. Don't worry. I got resolve for days. Resolve for days. Yeah. I'm scared. And I'm going to take a step towards this thing.
How close are you getting?
Halfway. I'll go halfway.
Okay. Merrick, it's your turn. You can see
Oh.
Durrin walking towards, even though there might be some internal conflict, you can see that Durrin is making a move towards this creature. It is now sort of like slitting the webbing between the fingers so that it can have a little bit more range of motion.
Ugh.
And it's like, it's cracking its knuckles now to free up itself, and it's now just sort of like wiggling.
Cody, Durrin, steel yourselves. I know this thing is... I felt its gaze. That concept of safety, of longing, of desire, but this is not that moment. Today is the day that we come to your senses and we kill an evil god. And I attack twice. First one is going to be a 20.
That is not enough.
Next one is another 19. Sadly, not a 20, so 31 this time.
Yes, that hits for sure. It's not a god. This is anything but a god.
All right, we're killing the devil. My much better dice roll this time. 34 points of damage.
How are you hitting it? Where are you hitting it?
I'm trying to stop its weird evolution process. So whenever it tries to make a new limb or something, I'm aiming for that to try to slow down whatever it's trying to do. It's like trimming a spooky tree.
Yeah, you as it's like loosening up an arm, you try to bury your sword into it, trying to sever it, and you've done a fairly good, but you do hit bone, and it's because it's like enlarged itself. The bone is denser and bigger than it should be for a normal arm. If this was a regular person, you would have cleaved it like clean off, but there's something so grotesque about this that its whole physiology just doesn't make any sense. Cody, it's your turn. You're gonna have to give me a will save, please.
Again?
Yep.
So it's mind affecting, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, so I get a +2, which I haven't been using. So that's a 17.
Yeah. You are able, that alluring presence that it has, you are able to shake free from it.
The headset, is that a flat +2 as well, or is that only when I use it? Like
it's only when you use it.
Cool, because I have one for being an android. Cool, so I can attack?
Yep.
Can I 5 foot to flank this thing?
You can try, yeah.
Yep, I 5 foot.
As you get into position, you are not going to get a flanking bonus.
Interesting.
It is.
It's like weird anatomy or something like that.
It is unflankable.
I'm gonna swing anyway. So such a beefy hit, and I don't even know if I'm hitting this thing.
Save me, Cody.
That's a 33.
That is a beefy hit.
No, sorry, to hit is 33.
Oh, then yes.
And that's a 27 damage.
You managed to hit it really hard, and if it had a spine, it would be in crazy damage or crazy pain. But you can see where you've hit it. You can see blood pooling under the skin already. It's turning purple and then black as you've done a serious hit on this thing. It is its turn. It's just Durrin who's going to have to make me a will save, please.
Good shake.
Good shake.
As Merrick says. I mean, it's not much better. 12. Just remember, will is my worst save, so...
It's mine as well.
Don't
probably Cody's.
No, for some reason, soldiers get will and fort.
Oh.
It's reflex is their worst save.
You take 16 points of damage, Durrin, as
this is real bad.
It hurts you to not be with this thing.
I moved closer. I thought that was enough.
You're not close enough.
Nothing's going to be close enough for this thing. Nothing will be.
And then as a move action, it's going to look at you, Durrin, with its weird, like, smiley face that it has made for itself. And grotesquely, the corners of this, like, straight mouth turn up into a smile. And it just looks at you comfortingly with this smile. And you're going to give me a will save, please.
19.
Remember, you're taking -2 because you're shaken.
17.
Well, at least if you go down, you won't have to be controlled anymore.
It's true. It's true.
13 points of damage as it's causing you so much distress to not be with something that loves you so much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you feel like you need to get closer.
Oh, God.
And then a tongue almost comes out of this mouth. And
just kick me when I'm down, Dane. Just kick me when I'm down.
It is so alluring. I understand why we're missing all these saves.
And then it does a big lick 360 around its mouth, and then it presses its hands, or its like weird finger hands, against its stomach and presses hard and sprays. I guess it would be Merrick and Durrin with projectile vomit.
It's the happiest anyone's ever said those words.
Yeah.
I love it how Dane gave us all very fancy armor, and now it's mostly just like saving effects for the most of this episode.
Yeah. The only thing we needed to hit you with was when we tried to shoot you.
29.
To hit, that hits. KCM, it hits.
Yeah.
And me too, right? Yeah, it hits.
Yep. Okay. Remember when Durrin joked about wanting more status effects? You take 12 points of acid damage, and then a will save, please.
From all of us?
Just the 2 that got hit.
Oh,
Well,
so-
my question is, I'm down.
Oh,
Fuck.
damn.
What does that mean for my will and all that shit? Death and dying rolls, everyone.
Terry, I hope you've been saving your fucking resolve points.
Like I said, I have resolve for days.
God, that's a dirty 20 for Merrick.
You are good. You can feel a little bit of it got in your eyes, and for a second, everything goes fucking weird. The colors of the world begin warbling, and when you look at this creature, you see a beautiful woman. And it's a woman... Ooh, actually, I don't think you have seen her before.
Wait, what? That was the weirdest thing you could have said. The way you said that.
I don't think you went there, so I don't think you saw her.
Don't you
Hey,
take
there's
this out.
a hottie in front of me. I don't know what to do about it.
You see this beautiful woman in front of you, and then you rub your eyes, and once again you see this sort of fucking shitty, creepy hand monster.
It was shitty.
It's terrible.
It's such a weird... I'll be like, it's a fucking piece of shit, man.
You hear the voice say, "Hey, it is a piece of shit."
We call it a piece of S, sir.
Do you want
Durrin,
me to give you a will save for this one as well, or?
No, Durrin, you are unconscious. You
Sure am.
don't need to worry about this.
While dying, you lose 1 resolve point each round at the end of my turn.
But
There you go.
I believe you can spend a quarter of your level in resolve to stabilize, to stay in the fight.
I believe it's a quarter of your total resolve points.
Equal to 1/4 of your maximum resolve
Minimum
points.
1, maximum 3.
Maximum 3. Okay, so I'd use 3 resolve points to get up. On my turn, though. That's,
Yeah.
you know.
It's your turn right now.
It's your turn right now.
I will stabilize. I will use my 3 resolve to stabilize. I am still at 0. I am still unconscious, but there's still enough in me to not leave this world just yet. So that we all know I'm down to 6 resolve.
Cody and Merrick, you see Durrin hit the ground. I think for the first time, right? I think this is the first time you've been knocked out.
The assassin.
Oh, right. You go down. You see Durrin hit the ground hard, and he's not moving. You can see he's still breathing, but he is completely unconscious. It is Merrick's turn.
Die, you evil witch!
That's closer.
That's going to be a 21 to hit, Casey.
That's it on the money.
Oof, sick. So the first attack is going to be 27 points of damage. Once
How
again,
do you
Merrick's...
kill it?
Oh my god, Merrick's angry. He's just furious at this thing. This whole combat has been a nightmare. Its whole existence is gross. Durrin's been affected. Merrick is going to take multiple. I'm going to start cutting off limbs of it, and then I just want to stab it right in the middle as I say, "Die, you evil bitch!"
Evil B.
Sorry,
You hear
evil
the voice
bee.
go, "Yes!"
As I sort of pierce it.
Yeah, you managed to just almost Zorro style, cut off its 2 arms and then its fucking legs, and then as it drops down to knee level, you just take its head right off, and it flops down and turns into that weird purple goo.
I run over to Durrin and I stab him with the healing gun that we have.
That was
Okay.
ultimate betrayal. I just stab him.
A sacrifice to the evil god.
That is 12 HP. Are you okay?
No.
No.
It hurts a lot.
Yeah,
It hurts a lot.
I'm so sorry. You're bleeding from your nose and your ears and your eyes.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It does not look good.
It doesn't. Who are you? Where are you?
What's with this disembodied voice?
I was going to get mad that you said a disembodied voice, but I'm here. And one of the machines that are on the ceiling lowers down one of those jars, and inside is this thick blue liquid with a red ball, and the ball floats to the front of the jar and says, "Hello, I would say nice to meet you, but this is terrible circumstances."
Is it terrible because of the hand monster or because you're a ball? Are you always a ball?
Technically, I'm all of the goop as well.
Oh, okay. I
ball
won't
and
break
goop.
the jar then.
Oh, God, please don't.
Cody puts his hammer back.
I'm Merrick, this is Cody, and this is Durrin. What is your name, Mr. Ball and Goop?
Do you want more syringe, Durrin?
I can probably heal a bit.
Oh, hit him with the
If I-
syringe. Don't waste your willpower.
Only 9 this time, Terry, sorry.
Is Dr. Zelphus Gelto.
All right, Zelphus, you work for Meso.
Yes, I was his chief R&D scientist.
I heard it was.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Well, it's hard to be a chief science officer when you're just a floating jar of liquid.
Oh, so you weren't always like this.
Oh, no. I was once a person, not a human, but I was, a form and not a liquid.
What happened?
Well, we played with forces that weren't exactly forces that we should play with. I tampered too much with the dimensional field, and there were consequences.
To be fair, you're the best goop we've met so far.
I don't know how many goops you've met, but I appreciate that.
One's very evil.
Well, I would like to think... objectively, as a man of science, I would say that perhaps I dabbled in a little bit of evil when I took this job, but I greatly regret it.
Do you know Alpha?
What does that mean?
Meso's son, Alpha?
As far as I know, Mesos doesn't have a son.
Okay. I kind of look at the boys, I'm like, sorry,
I'm gonna roll a sense motive.
had to ask.
I can't imagine the negatives you're taking for sense motivating just goop.
It's a 15.
You don't. There's no reason to believe that he's not telling the truth.
Yeah, okay.
And he says,
If Meso had a son, I would imagine he would be quite integral to what he's trying to do here.
Is he
What?
trying
Wait,
to?
What do you mean by that?
Is he trying to bring back his wife?
Wow, you are quite astute.
I never get anything right. Wow, guys, I'm smart.
and you see those two pincery arm things slide over from the machinery on the top and begin tapping away at a computer really quickly, and then a screen appears and you see Project Dahlia in its completion, and it is a chamber that is connected to an Eris reactor and is hooked up to some other shit. There's other stuff that you don't quite understand, and there is a woman inside the life support chamber.
Is she a pretty blonde woman?
It looks exactly like that woman that you saw very briefly, and Cody, it looks like Helena, who you saw in the garden.
All right.
So he succeeded. She's here.
I wouldn't say that it was a success, no. He brought many of her.
That's a really weird way to phrase that.
He's trying to pick out Helenas from different dimensions.
And what happened to the others?
Well,
He points to the thing outside that is currently crying.
Wow. I kind of thought, but there was a lot of chaos and so much magma that, yeah.
The thing I don't get about this, Mr. Goop,
I imagine there's going to be a lot, but yes, I'll do what I can to explain.
the main thing is why did Meso have to go so hard down this route to bring her back? With his money, there's got to be a couple divine figures in this universe that he could have paid to bring her back. How'd she die? That the divine couldn't be used.
That is the thing.
And once again, the little hands tap furiously on the computer, and it pulls up a medical document. And you see that the cause of death was a incredibly rare disease.
She had a dimensional sickness. It was something that could not be cured because it existed in more than one place at one time. So we could treat her. She was able to get some sort of treatment, but unless we cured all of her everywhere, she would always die.
Dane, I love the concept of this, by the way. Fuck, that's wild.
And does this life support system work?
The life support system wasn't to keep Helena alive. It was to form her, so that when he brought another Helena in, that she would be able to survive until we found a cure. However, when we opened the gate, Mazos's desire, his love, pulled too many. He wanted to cure them all, so he brought them all.
So every version of Helena that's conceivable is in a giant slug monster outside the door.
Yes. And now we're able to stabilize a few of them, but the rest went mad. They realized their own existence, their own infinite possibilities, but also their tragic loss of pain. Because with every triumph that one succeeds at and experiences, they also experience an equal amount of loss and pain. And that sort of influx of emotion and experience is enough to shatter any psyche, let alone the psyche of every conceivable person in reality.
Oh my god, I hit Alpha's mom with a hammer.
If it makes you feel any better, it wasn't his mother.
Yeah, maybe we don't tell him that when we find him, for at least a bit.
All right, first things first. Vale and Quip are their comrades. Are they safe?
I was able to lead them to safety as well, yes. And once again, the computer taps, and a screen pops up, and you see they are currently in a very similar room, that with the door locked, and there's like that purple energy field around the room as well.
Dane, are the little hands elf hands?
Elf?
Elf hands? Never mind.
Oh, no, they're not. They're literally like robot hands, like
Okay.
from the computer. Yeah.
So, why help us?
Well, if I don't, I mean, a lot of this was my fault. I was like I said, the chief science officer on this project, and we tampered with things that we should not have tampered with, and now we not only threaten everyone's life here, but also all of Ni, and potentially the very fabric of reality of all of the world.
The witch warpers you guys took, where are they? Are they okay?
Yes, I mean, last I knew they were. And once again, the screen flips back to the Project Dahlia, and now that you've asked that, you realize that those extra containers all contain a other person. And Zelphus says, in order to get the dimensional pull we needed people who were attuned to dimensional instability. And in order to do that, we needed to channel their power together. But one person is certainly not strong enough to cross the barrier. These people are able to tap into other dimensions and realities momentarily, briefly. We needed a sustained contact to other dimensions. And for that, we needed many, and we needed the strongest.
How do we shut all this down?
That is where I would need your assistance. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything remotely from here, but if I were to be brought into Project Dahlia itself, I would be able to interface with the computer and shut it down. And that is what we need to do. However, Mazos will not let that happen easily. This is his last chance. He does not get another opportunity out of this because the main catalyst has dried up.
He's here?
Mazos is on site.
I mean, he was.
Is the robot?
Oh, Mr. Hayden Wire?
Yeah.
He rarely goes anywhere without him.
Obviously, you're about to piss Mazo off. I'm sure you have put two and two together that we're people who infiltrated the base, so obviously we're not fans. If you're okay with taking that risk with us, we'll do it.
I mean, I don't have much to lose. If I do nothing, then I will be torn from reality and the universe will be ripped asunder.
All right.
It's a pretty good reason to do anything.
Give us 10 minutes and then we'll go.
Definitely, yeah. It's like it'll take 10 minutes. Where is Mazos right now? He's got to be doing something to make the situation worse.
He's hooked up to Dahlia.
What does that mean?
Well, in order to pull the Helenas from other dimensions, he needed to be linked with the Witchwarpers so that they could connect and empathize with his love. He was hooked up to the machine so that he could connect to the other Helenas.
You said the catalyst was almost dried up. Does that mean Mazo doesn't have it in him to go again?
No, he's the emotional component. The catalyst itself is a vial of liquid. And
Silver liquid?
taps up on the screen, says, yes, it's a vial of Valai blood.
Where did he get that from?
I presume the Valai.
But they're all gone.
Well, Mazos worked quite closely with several of them during his time on Earth. He was part of the Eris shuttle program, and during that time he might have taken a sample of 2, but now that the Valai are gone, this is his only chance. The Helenas he has now are the ones he's gonna get. So if the project fails, he's out of options.
Do we still have our vial, or was it taken? I can't remember.
We still have it.
Yeah, you still got it.
I'm assuming we can't just pull the plug on this, right? And there's probably some sort of way to shut it down, right? Getting you there.
Yes, it's a very volatile project. I mean, you could just pull the plug, but doing that would risk the stability of our dimension. And like I said, universe asunder. So I need to go in and make sure that I can shut down the necessary protocols and run through the safety precautions to make sure that when I shut this down, we don't erase our reality. And also for the safety of both Mazos and the poor witch warpers that have been taken.
Witch warpers, yes. Mazo, we do need him alive. You're right.
Yeah, he has some questions he needs to answer.
I will say he hooks up to but he's not dependent. He's not stuck there. He's not helpless. He might not be hooked up to Dahlia when we find him. He might be elsewhere, but I want to make that clear. He does hook up to it in order to try to find more Helenas, but I believe he's done all that he can at this point.
Okay. Let's take a second and mend, and then we'll get going.
We should reach out to Vale and Quip, let them know what's going on.
Yeah, let's see if we can get us all together.
Can we open the comms to them?
Yes, give me 1 second. And the arms slide around and tap a bunch, and the console that had the security footage that Merrick was looking at flicks over, and it's Vale and Quip chilling in a room.
Hi guys. We solved the purple monster for now.
We also found Amara.
Vale perks up and says, "You found her. Is she safe?"
Somewhat.
That is not exactly the most confident answer, but I will take it over a no. And Quip stands up and says, "What about Query? Did you find Query?"
We're assuming she's there as well, yeah.
We're assuming they're in the same place.
We're assuming they're all there. They're all hooked up to this machine, and we got to go stop it, but it's going to probably be dicey. So I guess let's rendezvous here or somewhere and go together.
It's going to be a bad and sticky situation no matter what.
Why you gotta say it like
Didn't
that?
mean to do that. I 100%
Why you
did
gotta
not
say
mean
it like that, Durrin? Ooh, say it slower next time.
More sensual, please.
You see Quip and Vale are like visibly excited, and they seem to be like they almost high five each other. There's like a moment of both of them don't want to be that exuberant and certainly not that friendly with each other, but you can see that this news has greatly lifted their spirits. And Zelphus says, "I'm able to do another pulse in just a moment that will disable or at least put the amalgamation into a state of panic, and we can clear the hallways. They're not too far. It will give them enough time to get them here and rendezvous. And I will say they need about 10 minutes to recharge this dimensional pulse, so you can use this as a moment to regain your stamina.
Fuck yes.
Make sure you take your resolve point out.
Dan is desperate to take our resolve today.
I know. That means there's going to be a resolve puzzle later or something.
I do need to heal some more, but I
can assist with that. I have experience in the medical field."
The little arms zip over to a cabinet and open it up, and there are 3 Mark III healing serums.
I just take a fistful and just like stab right in my arm. How many D8s is that?
That is 6d8.
All right, I'll take one at least.
And I can also administer a bit of first aid as well.
And he will.
Cool. I had 7 health damage. Can I just assume that's gone by something?
Yeah, you should, because yeah. You're healed 20, Durrin.
Perfect. I'm good.
Zelphus is using those surprisingly nimble and dexterous, like robot hands, to stitch up some of the wounds, and has applied like a burn pad to the caustic wound from the acid, and has patched up pretty well. So did you use any of the serums? If not,
I did use one of them.
Then you can take 2 Mark III healing serums.
I still have a Mark III, so I have a Mark III, a Mark II, and a Mark I.
Yeah, I do too. Cody, are you from a different dimension? I'm getting really worried about how no one knows Alpha.
I got
What?
that vibe too.
No, I'm from here. Look at me. I wiggle my fingers.
But
Does the Fruit of the Looms have a cornucopia in where you're from?
There's no such thing as a cornucopia where I'm from.
because it makes no sense that we found someone close to Mazos. How long have you worked for Mazo? Goop man?
It would be about 60 years or so.
That would be just after I got,
Yes. Around the time that Mazos disappeared.
Was that 60 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, Alpha's dead of old age, Cody. I don't know what to tell you.
Cody gets very serious. He's like, don't say that.
I'm sorry, Cody, but
It's
this
not
is
funny.
very strange.
He'd be like 70. That's not that old.
To be fair, Mazos has been around for much longer, so...
Yeah, Mazos like 120 something.
Yeah. Just it's so bizarre to me that not even no one's known. People have known, but
Yeah, Trunt and Izzy have both acknowledged Alpha's existence. They just weren't able to talk about him.
But why invest so much in getting your wife back and do nothing at all about your son?
I don't understand it. I don't know what's happened. That's what's killing me. It doesn't make sense. Someone should know. It should be on the internet. It should be something. Why keep him a secret? Even if he, died.
Oh, well, how did she get a dimensional disease? Maybe Alpha got sucked to a different dimension or something.
The cause of it is still quite a mystery. We're not entirely sure how she got it, and I will say that it is a unique case. We have never seen this kind of disease again in anyone else in the universe.
Someone fucked with something.
Do you guys have a file on Asin anywhere around here?
I don't think I know that name.
Man with silver liquid powers that's been all over the news, probably in a way messing up your plans.
Yes. As far as I know, he just seems like a terrorist. We didn't really pay any attention to him, but I'm aware of him. I've been tracking his progress.
What about Cody? Are there any records on his construction, his purpose?
That's me. Do you know me?
Zelphus stops for a second and goes,
Well, let me check.
and he goes over to the computer and taps a bunch of shit, and the system opens up. There is a file named Cody, but it's an acronym, and it's C.O.D.I, and it has been redacted.
Fuck.
That's it. That's a...
What does Cody stand for?
It's a Y. Pretty sure it's a Y. Have I spelled my name wrong this whole time?
Maybe, Cody.
It would be on speed for us, to be fair.
It would seem like there was a Cody at some point in time, but for whatever reason, those files have been erased.
So probably only Mazos has access or any copy of what this could be.
Okay.
If it hasn't been completely wiped, but yes.
I think we need... Any chance you could recover it, Durrin?
Probably not from here, unless... Are these files on here, or the raw on here, or is it just copies?
As the door slides open, Vale walks in and says, I think I might be able to do something about this. And walks to the front of the computer and begins tapping away. And as Vale is working, they stop for a second and they say, whoever erased this, whoever made sure that you could not see this, did it so well that I cannot get it back.
I was really hopeful for a second.
Someone who is maybe a super genius?
You would have to be quite smart to pull this off, yes.
So maybe Alpha himself.
Maybe he did it to protect me.
Let's go with that.
At this point in time, it's all theories.
I think we just need to go and save our friends, and then we can maybe find Mazo and talk to him, and he'll tell us. Maybe he's not evil. Maybe trying to get your wife back, I get it. I'd try to get Alpha back.
Yeah, but the sins you commit along the way don't make the end goal good, no matter how just it may seem.
That's fair.
And that is the lesson that I, unfortunately, learned. I thought that perhaps this could be used to help people, and now I know that sometimes pain is just something we deal with.
That's been the theme of this last adventure. Let's go.
You can't put this off any longer.
Well then, give me one moment to prepare one final pulse, and I will guide you to Project Dahlia.
You guys have a moment to discuss anything if you would like. The charge does need to reset, so you have a bit of time to kill. If you're fine with, we can just skip to when it's ready.
Yeah,
but
I'm good to go.
I just want to do one thing and just give Cody a slap on the shoulder. I'm like, I'm glad you're back, buddy.
It's a lot to feel. I'm not 100% glad I'm back, but thank you for pulling me back. I need to feel it. You're right.
whatever's going to happen is not going to be easy. So I'm just glad you're back, though.
I'm glad you're okay. That was scary for a moment.
I'll be fine.
Okay, let's do this. As friends.
Yeah.
Pat all the shoulders.
Merrick, you ready for this?
Always.
All right, gentlemen, get ready to run. And the little robot arm hovers over a little button. As the door opens, you can hear the clanging of the amalgamation further down. And then Zelphus hits the button. You see that pulse of purple energy once more, and the signs light up, guiding you to Project Dahlia.
Let's go.
And you guys haul ass, you run. There's finally a large chamber, and you recognize it, especially you, Durrin, because you've spent a lot of time in these kind of chambers.
Mm-hmm.
You now realize that this base has been built around an Eris shuttle, because
Whoa.
this is the door to an Eris reactor. And as you open it up, you see the site of Project Dahlia, a large life support system that you've seen. Despite the fact that the blueprints you've seen have had it lying down, this is upright. And there are 4 containers, I guess, tubes that are frosted, but you can see the shapes of 4 people inside them floating in this bluish green liquid, tubes running into the Project Dahlia life support system, and inside you can see the shape of a woman. On the peripherals of the room, and this is a rounded room like chambers are for the Eris reactors, you realize that there are no walkways. There's no places to stand, and there are no terminals. You can see that there is a terminal system and a window from above that is connected to it, but this room decidedly has no corners.
Interesting.
You can see it. You can see Project Dahlia is currently right in front of you.
Perception, wherever that fucker wire is.
Yeah, also. Not great.
23.
13.
21.
You guys look in and you can see that there is pretty much nowhere to hide in this room. But I will say what you do notice is because there is no walkways, you can see that there is a very thin, hard to see field in front of the door, and you could probably guess that there is no gravity in here.
Cool.
Oh shit.
All right.
I guess we need to get up to that terminal, right?
Yep.
That which is outside the room, right?
I'm assuming who's carrying the jar?
You got all the arms, bud.
All right, I got the jar.
Okay, so you've got Zelphus, cool. Vale says, I'm getting my goddamn sister. And they run and jump through that field and just sort of like float at like a missile to the tubes and begin looking into them and trying to like see in and then pushing to the next and is looking through the tubes. And Zelphus says, we need to get up to the control panel and then we can start disabling it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's push up. Yep.
Okay. And we need to go from outside the room to get to the control panel, right?
No, you gotta go through the room. There's like a door into the...
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna push off. Should one of us stay with Vale and, make sure they're okay?
Well, Quip wants to find Query anyway, so...
Yeah. They're both like trying to see into the tubes. They're smart enough to not be like ripping shit out. Like they know that's dangerous. They're just trying to figure out which tube has Amara and Query. As you get to the door into the control panel, you're able to open it up. There's no sort of like protocol or anything for it. It seems like Zelphus has disabled a lot of it. And you get in, and once again, the gravity like stops or resumes, and you're able to walk into it. And Zelphus says, all right, gentlemen, put me on that console right there and attach this to my container. And a little slot opens up in the jar, and there's like a little cord, like a USB cord, that you can plug into
this tech is bonkers.
That you can plug into the terminal so that he can interface with it. He says, let's save reality, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
As you plug in the Zelphus's little jar into the terminal, you see a bunch of like protocols and stuff opening up, and then the door to the room that leads out to the facility slams shut, and an alarm begins going off with a brr, 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 brr. And Zelphus says, "Oh no, this isn't good. hold on one second. And more things like screen after screen after screen is popping up, and he says, gentlemen, I do believe we've made a slight error here, and it looks like I've breached the dimensional field, and, well, it looks like we're gonna have some visitors. As you see Project Dahlia in the middle begin rumbling and shaking, and then you hear a glass crack, and Vale and Quip from inside the chamber say, guys, this is, not looking good. What the hell are you doing up there? You're gonna get killed! As the Dahlia glass shatters, as the shards float weightlessly through the air, you see a woman fall out, lifted up by the tubes and cables that she's attached to, and then the 4 tubes shatter as well. And you see Query, drained and hooked up to tubes, one going all the way down through her mouth, and the 3 other witch warpers, including Amara, as Vale shouts her name as they see her, and they are now free, and you see them, and they look bad, and then their eyes open with purple light, and in unison, they say, "We will devour you."